I'm going to read the story, Joseph and His Coat of Many Colors. Once there was an old man named Jacob who had 12 sons. Of all his sons, he loved Joseph the most. Jacob gave Joseph a special coat of bright and beautiful colors. Many times I wonder, what did that coat look like? How many colors were there really in it? You could draw a picture of it. That'd be kind of fun. Joseph's brothers were very jealous, for they knew Joseph was their father's favorite son. Joseph had 2 strange dreams about golden sheaves of corn and sparkling stars bowing down before him. His dreams meant that one day he would be greater than his brothers. His brothers were so angry. How could Joseph think they would ever bow before him? One day, Jacob asked Joseph to go and check on his brothers, who were many miles away taking care of their sheep and cattle. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming, they decided that they wanted to get rid of him so that he would never rule over them. Reuben, the oldest brother, didn't really want to hurt Joseph. He told his brothers to throw Joseph into a pit so he could rescue him later. Joseph's brothers tore off his colorful coat and threw him into a deep, dark pit. Joseph begged his brothers to let him out. He was so afraid. A short time later, while Reuben was gone, some traveling merchants came by, and the brothers got another idea. The brothers pulled Joseph from the pit and sold him to the merchants for 20 pieces of silver. When they got home, they showed their father Joseph's coat and told him that wild animals had killed Joseph. Jacob cried because he thought Joseph was dead. The merchants took Joseph to Egypt. He looked at the great Nile River and wondered what would happen to him. Maybe he worried that God had forgotten about him, but God was always with Joseph. Joseph was sold to a rich man named Potiphar. Potiphar liked Joseph because he was a hard worker. Joseph was cheerful and always told the truth. Look at that cute kitty cat in that picture. Joseph is giving him some milk. Look for the cat on each page. One day, Potiphar had Joseph thrown into a prison. Potiphar thought Joseph had done something terrible, but he was innocent. Joseph probably felt all alone in prison, but God was with him. The butler and the baker for the Pharaoh of Egypt were in prison along with Joseph. One night they each had a scary dream. God helped Joseph tell them what their dreams meant. Soon the butler went back to work for the Pharaoh. 2 long years later, the Pharaoh had a strange dream. The butler remembered Joseph and thought he could help the Pharaoh understand his dream. So the Pharaoh sent for Joseph. God helped Joseph explain the Pharaoh's dream. Joseph said, God is showing you what he's going to do. For 7 years, there will be plenty of food for everyone. After that, there will be 7 years with so little food that many people will starve. Joseph also told the Pharaoh how to save food now so that there would be enough later. The Pharaoh knew God had made Joseph wise, so he put Joseph in charge of his palace. When Joseph rode through the streets, all the people bowed before him. What do you think it would be like to go from your father's house to a pit, to a comfortable home, to a prison, and then Pharaoh's palace? Wow, lots of changes happened in his life. Joseph forgave his brothers for what they had done and invited his family to come live with him. God did not forget Joseph when he was scared and alone. He gave him courage, comfort, and wisdom. God knows everything that happens to you, and he will not forget you either. Genesis 37:3. Now Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made a richly ornamented robe for him. Another important verse from this story is found in Genesis 50:20. It says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it all for good. He brought me to this position so I could save the lives of many people." Thank you for listening to my story. Joseph's song. Joseph's father had 12 sons, had 12 sons, had 12 sons. Joseph's father had 12 sons. Oh, what a family. Joseph's father loved him best, loved him best, loved him best. Joseph's father loved him best. Oh, what a family. Joseph had a coat of many colors, coat of many colors, coat of many colors. Joseph had a coat of many colors. Oh, what a family. All his brothers were so jealous, were so jealous, were so jealous. All his brothers were so jealous. Oh, what a family. His brothers threw him in a pit, in a pit, in a pit. His brothers threw him in a pit. Oh, what a family. As Joseph was a slave in Egypt, slave in Egypt, slave in Egypt. Joseph was a slave in Egypt. Oh, what a family. There was a famine in the land, in the land, in the land. There was a famine in the land. Oh, what a family. Then Joseph was a mighty man, mighty man, mighty man. Then Joseph was a mighty man. Oh, what a family. His brothers came to him for food, him for food, him for food. His brothers came to him for food. Oh, what a family. Joseph fed and forgave them all, forgave them all, forgave them all. Joseph fed and forgave them all. Oh, what a family. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.